Newstalk Sauga 960 Raw. Mike Richards. We are back. We got all our pals with us, all our buddies. Can't wait to see. It's funny talking to Clark Judge brings up something that I felt last year when I'd gone down to sort of the Long Island area, saw New York City, which I loved. Just loved the whole thing. And so since that time, I do want to get down there, depending, on how that could work to do a remote. And I said, Clark Judge. I said, Connecticut, not that far away. He's got to sit in for a show. Well, Jersey Jim, we got to do that. And you know what? The place I really want to do it is I'm fascinated with the Islanders' new building because it's so new. It'd be great to do a remote from there. And if I do, you got to sit in on that show. That has to be your thing.
Absolutely. Oh, for 100%, you coming down to do remotes. I'm 100% in. You who's got to be there, and it's me. Of course. I mean, of course it's me. I mean, that'd be awesome for sure.
Oh, then I'll go around and help you collect money. Hey, what, you don't pay? Oh, you think we forgot about that money? Let's go make with the money. I want to say that a couple of times with you. When you do your other job.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to pay up. Let's go.
That's right.
I got the heavy hitter with me now.
That's right. Hey, you think you're going bowling next week? Yeah, not with that hand.
Nope.
Pay the money. Pay.
Now. Pay up.
That's
Let's
right.
Go.
Hey, great to see you, my friend. Hockey-wise, I just talked about, what normally would be a preoccupation when our juniors play, especially if it's a World Junior Tournament. Usually the one around Christmas time has become part of the Christmas celebrations, but the one out in Edmonton. But because of the controversy around Hockey Canada, a lot of people, they're still angry. They're still upset. There really hasn't been any resolve in it. Now, a tremendous finish for these young guys and beating Finland in overtime. Like, it's everything that Canadians grow up dreaming about. Like that was exactly the scenario. And yet it did not get the love and the obsession that we have with junior hockey in this country because of what has happened, which is sad because these young guys, of course, they have nothing to do with that. These guys have, worked hard since the age of 6 to do what they're able to do. It was just kind of tough. It was, I guess, I didn't watch. No, I was on holidays and I wasn't going to search down and try to find a hockey game or whatever. I just wasn't. But it's a shame because the hockey that was put on and the level of hockey and that excitement for a final for Canada was tremendous.
Yeah, it was really good final. I mean, I watched it Saturday night. I watched most of the tournament when I was free to watch it. Most of the time, the problem is the summer tournament and everything. It's nice out. It was nice out in Edmonton. I heard it was like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, like almost every day. For a tournament that's normally held in the winter when it's freezing cold, not a lot of interest there early on. Obviously, the gold medal game when Canada was there. 13,000 people filled that building. It felt like a sellout, sounded like a sellout. But the hockey actually was really good if you actually watched it. I mean, a lot of good hockey, especially the gold medal game. Canada, wins in overtime. Ken Johnson with the winner. Mason McTavish with the golden save, knocking it out of the air on the goal line and getting it out of there. It was really fun finish. And yeah, like you said, it's a shame that it didn't get as much play as it should have. Normally, we'll see what happens when it comes back around in December for Halifax and Moncton. We'll see, apparently people are going to show out for that because ticket sales are, from what I've been reading, are better than they were in Edmonton. But that's no shot at Edmonton and Red Deer because of what the circumstances were surrounding the summer. It was canceled. It wasn't going to be put on. So I thought they did a good job. The hockey was really good. Congrats to Team Canada on winning gold medal. Fun game, and you feel bad for the kids sometimes when outside forces dictate what people do because, if you didn't watch, you missed a heck of a tournament, a heck of a gold medal game.
Well, in the NHL world, and of course, because of the time I spent in Calgary, I'm still very close to the organization. I'm still, close to guys like Daryl Sutter. And I look at what they have done. And so someone said, okay, so you saw what they lost and you saw compare this team right now to the team last year. I'm going, well, I like this team. What's been assembled now is closer to what Daryl does in like to a Daryl Sutter to get a Huberdeau, and then of course now with the Kadri, and I think he is going to love playing in that play. I think the Calgary Flames are better right now than they were when they finished. What do you think?
I think they're a better team when they finished because they have guys that want to be there, and again, the narrative of Goudreau and Kachuk, American guys not wanting to play in Canada. Look, a lot of outside factors with that as well. Guys want to be closer to home. Maybe COVID played a factor when you were stuck up there. The rules are different, whatever. But Huberdeau, Canadian kid, Kadri, Canadian kid, got Uyghur they're working on as well as part of that Kachuk trade. So in a summer where there was a lot of turmoil, uncertainty what the Calgary Flames were going to be, Brad Treliving has done a heck of a job to reassemble this team to keep them a contender. Kadri is a Daryl Sutter, perfect Daryl Sutter player for what you need on the top line. And I think, he'll fit into that number one center role. You have Huberdeau there as well. I like this team a lot, and I like what they've done. And kudos for Brad Treliving for, as he said in his press conference after signing Kadri, he's like, look, we couldn't cry, complain, and do any of that. We just got to work and figured out how we can keep this team a contender, and they did that. And it's a heck of a job by Treliving and his staff to get the players in there, because the Kadri news was a lot of people thought he was going to go to the Islanders. Guess they couldn't move the money out, but then they move Sean Monahan to Montreal to open up the money necessary for Kadri to come in, and there's a perfect fit all around.
Well, I think, not surprisingly, certainly here in this country, where as much as you pay to see the goal scorers, right? So you're going to pay to see offense, but they're also, for most team bases, it's the goaltending. It's goaltending. So when we start looking around at like who's got what and where we expect certain teams to be because of goaltending, I look at the Leafs right now for those that want to compare teams year to year, and I'm like, while a lot of teams in their division just got a whole bunch better, Montreal unquestionably got better. And if Josh Allen's their guy, okay, you can probably live with that. Maybe Ottawa, maybe the Sens kind of make a little bit of jump. The Leafs have they've gone backwards to me in my mind. To me, the Leafs aren't better. They're worse than where they were at the end of the year.
Yeah, hard to argue that. Hard to argue against that, to be honest. I mean, you look what they did, their goaltending, I'm not going to, we discussed it before. I mean, their goaltending has to get better. The acquisition of Matt Murray. Guy won 2 Stanley Cups. It was a while ago. He had a veteran guy in Pittsburgh named Marc-Andre Fleury pushing him when he won those cups. Yeah, I'm not a fan of what they did. I'm not too sure a lot of people are, but look, this is a make it or break it year for Kyle Dubas and the entire staff, to be honest, because you hear the rumblings coming out of Long Island, and a lot of people are putting pressure on Lou now because of what his inactivity has been, just to run the same team back, an old team back to in a good Metro division. Now you're going to run the same team back again. The law of diminishing returns is going to continue to plague this team unless they change what they have here. The core, something has to change. And I've said this multiple times on the show, when, again, not taking away what John Tavares is as a player, but him signing that long-term deal for the money that he got threw a monkey wrench into this Shanna plan, because prior to that, they had this nice plan going, build the young guys, bring in some veteran. When you put all that money into core players, it kind of hurts your back end and areas of need that you need to address. And the Maple Leafs have not addressed those needs. Similar to what San Jose did, signing those defensemen on the back end, it kind of crippled what they could do offensively. Toronto, they may have to unload some money somewhere down the road, because, if you're thinking ahead to when Austin Matthews needs a new contract, then you might be looking for yourself to get a new contract as well, because I think a lot of pressure's on Kyle Dubas this year.
Yeah, and there would be. And I put it to you this way. I mean, to anyone who bets, you want to put your money on the Leafs? No, I'm not burning my money on that. There are a lot of teams that I think, I would be see, Tampa to me is incredible, because there would have been an assumption that because, the length of time, some of these guys, their age and, what they've accomplished in the last 3 to 4 years, that sometimes there might be a level of fatigue and perhaps just that hunger to achieve the ultimate goals a little diminished. But as they're skating off the ice when the series is finally over, Vasilevsky takes like a water bottle or whatever it was and just smashes it against the wall, right? He just chucks it right on camera, just smashes it. And I'm like, they're still mad. They're still mad. They're mad they didn't win. That says to me that they're coming right back. And, will it be exactly the same? It's hard to say. But if I'm putting money on a team in a tight place, still, even now, Tampa Bay is still a force to deal with. They are not going away anytime soon. Not this year, I don't think.
No, I mean, look, you want to put your money on a team that could go back to the Stanley Cup final. Why not Tampa? They've already proven they could do it 3 years in a row. I mean, it's tough to go back to the final 4 years in a row with the division getting better. But again, they're the Eastern Conference champions for a reason. Until somebody beats them on the Eastern Conference side of things, it's hard to bet against Tampa. I mean, look, it's going to be tough to replace a guy like Ryan McDonough. But you know what? They gave money to Mikhail Sergachev. They re-signed Nick Paul. They re-signed a lot of their young guys. Sorelli got a nice deal. Chernak got a deal as well. So, look, Tampa's loading up again. They want to – eventually something has to give there, too, with their money. But for right now, somebody put it best to me. It's like, who cares about these 5-year plans when you're a good team and rebuilding? You're on a year-to-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
You want to win year to year. Who cares what's down the road? Go win now because you're not sure when you're going to win again.
I agree. See, I was always a big guy on, talk about 5-year plans, talk about you just don't have that kind of time anymore. Like you just literally, as a franchise, you don't have 5 years to build a winner. And then I said, well, it's 3 years. But now I'm closer to the way you think, which is, yeah, I'd like to see what I can build, but I'm not going beyond 3 years. And depending on where you are, if you have to be all in, you may have to go all in that year, depending on what you have. Now, that being said, the one team that like never gets talked about in Toronto, when this team comes to that city comes to this city to play, people are like, does anyone want? Okay, I'll sell my tickets for this game. I don't want to go to this game. New Jersey gets no respect here. Hasn't for years. Doesn't get respect because my feeling is it's almost like a recency bias. It's because during those Jacques Lemaire shutdown days that people just got sick of seeing the colors and the winning and it's almost like it was a burn factor that even though that's not played that way anymore and people don't even play that style on. In fact, in a lot of areas, it's almost illegal to do what was played back in those days. But what has New Jersey done? What are they doing? And is there a reason that Leaf fans, when they come to the building, that they should go see the New Jersey Devils?
I mean, look, they got a nice young core. I mean, Jack Hughes is there. His brother, Luke Hughes, is going to be coming, and not this year. He's going to go back to college after playing the World Junior Tournament, but that kid's going to be a stud on the back end. Simone Nemec, they just drafted as well. He's a nice young piece there. They signed Andre Palat, a guy cap casualty for Tampa after they gave out all that money, and they brought in guys like that. They have nice pieces there. I think you're right. It's New Jersey. It's like when New Jersey was winning the championships and a good team, and Florida was on, not so good. It's like, Florida on a Tuesday. Do I really want to go see Florida on a Tuesday? But the last time I was in Toronto for a Devils game, it was for Hall of Fame weekend when Marty went in for Brodeur, and that place was sold out. But again, it was a Friday night. It's Hall of Fame weekend. It's the Hall of Fame game. So, I wasn't there like on a random Tuesday when New Jersey came to town. But yeah, no, they have a good young team, and their window is coming real soon to start winning and getting a playoff contention. And Leaf fans better pay attention because New Jersey's going to give them fits this year, especially, with Blackwood coming back the way he is. Vanacek is there now. Fitzgerald's put together a nice team. Let's see what they can do. There's a lot of pressure on him, on the coach as well. They just brought in Sergey Breland to part of the coaching staff. So a former player coming back. I've always been a big fan of his. I think, he was one of the 5 guys that won 3 cups with the team. His number should be up in New Jersey. But look out for New Jersey this year. I'm not saying they're going to make playoffs, but they're going to make life a lot more difficult on teams like Toronto in the Eastern Conference. Those gimme games are just not going to be there anymore.
I agree. And I don't think there are a lot of gimme games this year, to be honest.
No.
If you're the Leafs, I don't know if you're going to have that luxury of just looking past teams, because that will be that will be a season killer if they get into that kind of thinking. Hey, Jersey Jim, great to see you, buddy. It's been a while. It's nice to have you back on the show. We'll make sure we do some regular stuff. We got college football to talk about. I know a lot of that's coming up. We're not that far away, so look forward to us getting busy over the next couple of weeks and for the rest of the year.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me on. Always a pleasure. Good to see you as well. Good to hear that all the treatment you went through paid off, man. Congratulations on that.
I appreciate that so much. Thanks so much, Jim.
All right. Have a good one.
There's Jersey Jim from I was going to say New Jersey. Last word on puck as well. He can talk about anything. It's great to see him. It is